So today we have two of our members of our Mercyhurst community who are going to take you around campus. First, we have Mason McCaslin, who is a current student ambassador, and he is from the Union City, Pennsylvania area. We also have Mitchell Marsh. Mitchell is a graduate of the class of 2020. He is currently working in our alumni office. He is also a former student ambassador. So you are in good hands with both of our students to give you a tour. So I am going to pass it off to Andrea and Mitch, who are in our chapel. So Andrea, Mitch, go ahead and take it away to get the tour started.
Thanks so much for that overview. Mitch and I are excited to tell you a little bit about our Christ the King Chapel here at Mercyhurst University. Go ahead, Mitch.
Hi, everyone. We are in our Christ the King Chapel here on campus. This is our main chapel. We do have Mass every day, every weekday at 8 a.m. and then on Sundays at 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. Students by no means are required to attend Mass, but it is an option for anybody a part of the Mercyhurst community to go to. We are a Catholic institution founded by the Sisters of Mercy in 1926. Much of what the Sisters instilled then is still part of our mission and who we are, and you can see that spread all throughout campus, and we'll highlight those in different areas today as part of our tour. I always like to point out the mural that you can see behind me. In the middle, you can see a sister in white administering healthcare, and a sister in black, and she's representing education to women and children, the primary focus and mission of the Sisters of Mercy. And then spread throughout the mural, you can even see a depiction of what Old Main was originally supposed to look like over here on the far right. It's really just a center point and a focal point of our chapel, and I just think it's really beautiful, and hopefully someday soon you can come and see it in person on campus. I did mention we are a Catholic institution, but by no means do students have to be of that faith. You are required to take 2 religious ed courses throughout your 4 years here. You have the option to choose whether that be in philosophy, religious studies, or Catholicism. You can choose to do that all the way throughout your 4 years. It doesn't have to be done right away. Next, as we draw your attention over this way, this is our second chapel of the 3 we have on campus, our Queen's Chapel. The Sisters of Mercy really wanted the best for their students when constructing this space and adding it on. As represented by the Italian marble, we have this beautiful amber candlesticks, the gold leaf wallpaper on the side, and then this beautiful stained glass window here. At night, sometimes the sunset will hit just right, and you can see a beautiful representation of light spreading through the chapel. And it really is open 24 hours for students, faculty, staff to come in and have a quiet reflection time whenever they'd like. Definitely one of my favorite spots on campus where you can feel most at peace and at home.
Thanks so much, Mitch, for that overview of Christ the Queen's Chapel. And I'm going to go ahead and now send it over to Rebecca, and they'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about the Center for Academic Engagement.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Mason McCaslin. I'm a current sophomore here at Mercyhurst, and I'm studying the Intelligence Studies program. And currently I'm standing in the Sky Bridge, which connects the library to the Center for Academic Engagement, which I'll be heading over shortly now. But right before we do that, I'm going to point out the upperclassmen housing you can see behind me. As you progress through your Mercyhurst career, you'll be moving into these upperclassmen housing, which is more of an apartment style, but we'll be showing the freshman residence halls later on today. But this bridge also acts as a cool bridge for when it's cold here in the winter months to walk between the buildings. So right now we just entered the Center for Academic Engagement, which is home to our Intelligence Studies students, our Hospitality Management students, as well as our Political Science students. So this hallway is full of professors' offices. And outside every professor office, there is a plaque just like this, and they'll have their office hours listed outside. And those office hours work as kind of a one-on-one time with the professor. So if you miss something in class or you want a little more in-depth with that professor, you can stop in and see them at any point as well. Our professors build a great relationship with you as well. So some professors even encourage one-on-one time stopping in those office hours.
Mason, as we walk down the stairs, can you talk a little bit about advising day and how that works with faculty?
So at the beginning of every semester, you'll meet with your advisor, which is a professor in your pager, and they'll go over your schedule, kind of give you tips on what you're after with your specific major, and just kind of help you through the process. They'll start in your freshman year all the way up into your senior year, so you always have somebody kind of keeping an eye on you and keeping you on track as well. So right here, we're on the second floor of the Center for Academic Engagement, and we'll see two examples of some classrooms in here. This first classroom being a really cool one because it has those computers built into those desks. So if you ever just want to leave your laptop at home, or if you're working on a project and you don't have the program on your computer, you can come and work on these computers. And then over here, we see another classroom. And what's really cool about all the classrooms in the Center for Academic Engagement building is that these walls are painted with whiteboard paint. So every now and then you'll see professors writing all over the walls with expo markers, and it kind of adds a cool learning effect as well. Right here in this cabinet, we like to showcase a lot of the intelligence studies students' work that they do from freshman year all the way up to senior year. So every now and then we'll see all new pieces fit in here, and it also goes to show the excellent work our students do all throughout their career here at Mercyhurst. And then there's also another classroom. This classroom has the computers and the desks as well, and the whiteboard walls as well. And then as we make our way further down the hallway here, we'll be able to see a sky view of the 24-hour student lounge, student study lounge, excuse me, that is located in this building as well. So when the library closes at midnight every night, and you still want to study, you don't want to go back to your room just yet, you're more than welcome to come here. There's actually a cafe here called Cafe Diem, which is completely student run by the hospitality management students. And they really have a great hot chocolate. I highly recommend it to everybody who comes here. But they also offer a lot of other snacks like pretzels and chips and some other good snack foods.
Awesome. Thanks. We're going to head over to Andrea and Mitch to learn a little bit more about the library.
Thanks, Mason. I appreciate that overview.
Hi everyone, we are in our Weber Hall Great Room. This is the main floor and one of our largest academic study spaces here on campus. You can see in front of me over here, we have all these tables and chairs spread out. I kind of refer to this as like a law library, but it's not really. It's meant for any student to come, spread their materials out. You can work with friends, roommates, anyone like that. I used to come here all the time in between and after class just to get some quick work done or study way into the night. This space actually used to be a dance space on campus. So when they converted it into the library, they had to bring in this gigantic painting here. And you can kind of see, maybe not too well on Zoom, but they had to actually cut the frame in half to be able to put that up there. And we just like to point out those little fun facts about Mercyhurst with art and with how we've changed over the years here and there on tour. Bringing me by a printer here, I do like to point out that every student on their one card does have access to printing. There's a certain amount allotted. Typically, I never went over, but if you ever need to add extra dollars to that, you can always do that. But those are located all throughout campus, several in academic buildings, as well as in residence halls, so you don't have to bring in your own printer to campus or anything like that. We're now in our Katherine Walker reading room. This is the quietest space on campus. If you want dead silence or you need complete silence to study, this is the space to come. It's also one of those spaces that looks most like Harry Potter on campus. It really has that cool vibe. And it's just kind of a special space here on campus. I know people will come in here all the time during finals week. It's so quiet, some people will even fall asleep, take a quick nap. It happens often here in this space. I'll quickly point out our wall presidents. On the far right, you can see Michael T. Victor, our current president, the 12th president of Mercyhurst. And then in the middle, we have Mother Dorothy Egan. She was the founder of Mercyhurst in 1926 and led Mercyhurst for a number of years afterwards as well. Next, we'll be going on our second floor here of our Hamburger Library. This space is where we store a lot of our books. We have some classrooms and some study hall spaces for students to use, but this is where we have a lot of the books, as well as a language laboratory. If you're taking any language courses, that is meant for students in those classes to have resources for different languages for them to utilize. You can get kind of lost with all the books in there, but we have our librarians here on the main floor who are able to help you navigate that. This is the main floor of our Hamburger Library. This space was recently renovated 2 summers ago, I believe. It is really, really big where you can spread out, use any tables, chairs that you'd like. We have these collaboration zones over here on the far side where students can use an iPad to schedule a specific time to have a study group session or a group project in there. There's whiteboards and TVs, and it's a really nice space to use. And then we also have the Tom and Michelle Ridge archives, which are kind of interwoven in between to kind of get a cool glimpse of the history of them and their impact on Erie, but also the United States. Those are presented all throughout here. And it was part of the capital campaign that had this renovation happen. We also have a number of student services, one being the IT help desk over here. It's a free service for students where you can get connected to the printer, get Wi-Fi set up. If you have any technology issues, that's the place for you to go. We have our circulation and help desk over there, as well as more areas for students to study. And then behind me, we have our writing center and tutoring center. These are both free services for students. For the tutoring center, if you're recommended by a professor for a class that you've previously taken, you can have that job on campus and it's a paid position. If you are an English major or you really enjoy writing, you can apply for that position and help people who are taking intro to English or freshman level courses like that get up to a college level of writing free of charge, and then that's a paid position as well. So those are some unique aspects here of the Hamburger Library.
Thanks so much, Mitch. Back to Rebecca and Mason for our next spot on our campus tour.
So hi everybody, I'm coming to you from the Mercyhurst Cyber Education Center. And this is where most of our computer science, our data science, cybersecurity, and graphic design majors call home. And it's also kind of referred to as the Futures Lab, as you can see by the futuristic architecture here. And right now I'm going to go show you guys what one of the labs look like. Now these labs are home to most of those majors, but they are not restricted to those specific majors. Anybody can come into one of these computer labs and work on any project they want. So there's 3 labs in here in this building, all with this pretty much same setup. So if you're interested in coding or cybersecurity or computer science of any particular realm, this would be the spot for you. And then also a very unique opportunity to Mercyhurst is that we are partnered with a real life cybersecurity company called MCPC. Now their office is located right here around the corner, and they're actually on a completely different server, so you never have to worry about the work that they do with viruses and malware affecting the university or anything. They're restricted, only a few people can actually access that room. Even some of our staff can't access that. But another cool thing about MCPC, being that they're right here on campus, is that students can actually be hired on through internships to join the MCPC team and work with those real life malware and viruses that they would see in the real world after graduation. And then as we walk out of this building, we'll be able to see what the main places of campus look like. And sort of the design stuff, architectural design of Mercyhurst. So as I walk back, and we'll pan over to the side, and we'll see the main building of Mercyhurst. We call this building Old Main, because this is where Mercyhurst started back in 1926, was this building here. It's known for its Tudor Gothic style, with those large bricks and those buttresses hanging out. And then also behind me, as you arrive here at Mercyhurst, you'll drive through those beautiful gates located down there. And those gates have a really unique story. So back in the early 1900s, there was a very wealthy man, kind of flaunted his money. He was a little bit of a philanthropist. And he was actually married to one of the most famous actresses at that time. Her name was Evelyn Nisbet. So Evelyn and this very rich man named Harry K. Thaw, they kind of had a rocky relationship. It wasn't on the best of terms. So Evelyn decided to have an affair with one of the most famous architects up in New York.
and his name was Stanford White. Well, one day at dinner, Harry had found out about this affair, so he and Evelyn were at this restaurant, and it just so happened that Stanford was at the same restaurant. Well, Harry decided to take matters into his own hands, and he decided to walk over to Stanford White's table, pull out a gun, and shoot him in the middle of this restaurant, and it became one of the biggest crimes of the century, kind of similar to the O.J. Simpson case was. So part of the punishment, Harry K. thought had to sell all of his estates, and at one of his estates were these gates. And Mother Borgia Egan had heard about these beautiful gates for sale down in Pittsburgh, so she hopped on the train and put in her bid almost immediately and bought those gates for $50 at the time. It depends on who you talk to today, but those gates are appraised to be around worth about $1 million in today's money. And another fun fact about those gates is that they are welded open, and that's to represent the fourth vow the Sisters of Mercy take, one becoming a sister, which is service. And so being welded open, those gates always open facing the city of Erie, shows that we as Mercyhurst students are always welcome and prepared to go out and serve the Erie community.
Awesome. Thanks, Mason. We're going to head to Andrea and Mitch in one of our main dining halls on campus.
Thanks, Mason. I appreciate it.
All right, we are now in our Grotto Commons. This is one of the main dining facilities we have on campus. As you can see, once you arrive here, you will swipe in. As a freshman, you are required to have an unlimited meal plan option, which is super convenient, because once you are in, you can get as many options or as little options as you would like. To my left, imagine this being filled with fresh produce and vegetables. This is a all-you-care-to-eat salad bar. It has over 75 different fresh ingredients and options for you to choose from that rotate on a regular basis. Behind me, we have the grill, which features different options like hamburgers, hot dogs, french fries, grilled cheese, and then specialty options that change on a regular basis. Sometimes they'll do fried rice, noodle bowls, different things like that. Every station here does change on a regular basis, and what I'm highlighting is just kind of the common options that you can find spread throughout the week. We have our soup station over here with 4 different options for you every single lunch, dinner, and then they have breakfast options there as well. Kind of a mock Subway over here with our deli, so you can get major orders, sandwiches, wraps, paninis, presses, anything like that.
My mom's back to work. She's in New Jersey for the last 2 weeks.
Okay. And then over here to my left, we have our daily dish option, which features different options, home-cooked meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for you to choose from. There's always a main entree and then side dishes like vegetables, rice, things for you to choose from. And then behind that, we have our clean plate, which is an allergy-friendly station for anybody to go if they have an allergy. Even if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you can use that option as well. Over here on this side of our dining hall, we have a self-service Starbucks station for students to use, iced coffee, hot coffee, tea, as well as any Coke products and anything like that over there as well. We have our oven station here, which features different options like pastas, pizzas, pepperoni balls, an Erie favorite, but they'll change the options here on a regular basis as well. The breakfast nook is over here with cereal, made to order waffles, milk, and other options like that as well. And then one of our favorite stations is the Bravissimo station. This is where they feature different options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner in smaller size of different cuisines from around the world. So you can try different options and get a taste of what different cultures are like here. One of my favorite stations there. I enjoy that all the time.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mitch. Now I'm going to go ahead and head it back over to Mason and Rebecca, who are waiting in the Macaulay Hall, our first male residence hall on campus.
Hi, everyone. So I'm standing in Macaulay Hall. As we heard, this is the all-male freshman residence hall. So as you can see right here, we have just a kind of small visitation lounge where a lot of the guys here like to come down and hang out because of the ping pong table and the large TV. So when there's a sporting game going on, you'll see that playing on the TV, and then also some of the students playing ping pong. And now I'm going to walk up and show you guys what each floor looks like, and I'm also going to show you what the common room in Macaulay Hall looks like. So right here, right as you walk up onto the floor, you'll see that there are washers and dryers. Laundry at Mercyhurst is completely free for all students. So all you have to do is find an open washer and dryer as you're making your way through the day. And then Every floor, there's also a common area with a bunch of couches and chairs as well, and a TV and a microwave out for all students to use. So this is a cool place to come and hang out with your friends. And then as we make our way through the pillars here, I'll show you guys what the common room looks like in Macaulay Hall. So every room is pretty much set up just like this. You'll share this room with one other person, so it's you and one other roommate. And every person has their own desk, their own bed, their own closet space as well. And then as we shift over here, behind the door, there's a sink here. And then down the hall, there are the toilets and the showers, which is a communal style here in Macaulay.
Awesome, thanks, Jason. We're gonna head back over to Andrea and Mitch to learn a little bit more about our campus traditions here.
Thanks, Mason. I appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. We are now in Trinity Green, kind of an outdoor space we have here on campus, but I like to highlight a number of campus traditions that we have. Behind me, we have our Sister Damien spirit bell here. And a little background on Sister Damien. She was a Sister of Mercy who was an avid supporter of Mercyhurst athletics. She would go to every single home game, specifically for hockey. She'd ring her cowbell across the glass on the ice, and she'd even tell the other team that they were going to go to hell if they didn't let Mercyhurst win. So she was a big supporter, and when she passed away, the class of 2005 dedicated this bell in honor of her. And after every home game that our Lakers win, they come and ring the bell and just let her know that we're still winning and spreading Laker pride across campus. Behind the bell, you can see Preston Hall. This features a number of academic offices for professors, as well as the Walker College of Business on the top floor with 2 classrooms and professors' offices. And then on the lower level, we have our own campus mailroom, which is really convenient, so you don't have to go off campus to get mail. You can do so right here on campus. To my left, we have our little holiday shed that was kind of a pop-up for a number of different events that took place this semester, just to bring the campus community together and really bring up that Laker pride. They passed out hot chocolate. They had different blow-ups for Thanksgiving and different events like that. This space in the warmer months is really where students come and hang out. They enjoy all the benches, tables, and chairs. And then even oftentimes you can see hammocks put up between the chairs. This space is really just one of those, I don't know how to describe it, just a really key component of Mercyhurst. And another tradition that kind of takes place in the center here is Hearst Day. Hearst Day is an event that was brought in by President Victor in 2015. No one knows what day that will fall on, typically in the fall semester. But on that day, all classes are canceled. Students don't have to attend any classes. And there's a campus-wide scavenger hunt all throughout campus with prizes like AirPods, iPads, different things like that. I got 2nd and 3rd place, so I never got the grand prize, but my teams were pretty good. And then there's different obstacles or bounce houses and blow-ups all throughout campus for students just to relax and have fun on. Parkhurst, our dining services provider, has different tables and tents propped up for different food stations. There's a candy table, and then also to cap it all off, there's a steak dinner for students in either of our dining facilities for them to utilize. So it's a really good day to bring the Mercyhurst family together, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Thanks, Mitch. I appreciate it. I'm now going to send it back to Mason and Rebecca, who are waiting to show you the student union.
Hi, everyone. So this is the great room at the Sister Caroline Herman Student Union building. And this area is used by a lot of the clubs on campus. This is kind of a meeting place or just a hangout place. Mostly it's just for students and the study space. It's also kind of just a relaxation space. During the Super Bowl and the World Series for baseball, a lot of the guys like to come here and put the game on all the different TVs and buy some pizza and wings and just kind of hang out and watch the game. Another cool aspect about this room is the flags located up on the ceiling here. And each flag represents a country a student has either come from or gone to with their study abroad program. 1 in 4 students actually take advantage of this study abroad program, whether it be in one of these multiple countries up here or over to our sister campus over in Dunbarton, Ireland. This room also has a full air hockey table and a pool table over in the other corner for the entertainment if you want to come and hang out as well. Another option here in the Student Union building is 2 different dining options. First, we have the Roost, which is tucked over in the corner there. That is our on-campus pub. They serve pub-style food,
like burgers, wings, and fries. And they also have a wonderful giant pretzel that is one of the fan favorites here on campus. And it's open to all students. They do serve alcohol though, but they'll give you a little bit of wristband after they card you. But that is available for all students who are above 21. And then we also have the Laker Inn, which is kind of our grab and go food varieties, as well as a made to order burrito bar down there as well. Now there are two different offices located in the student union building. One of these being the community engagement office. This is for our Beyond the Gates required course, which is our service requirement to be a Mercyhurst student. You can come here and they'll help you find opportunities around there. Or if you want to go beyond the Gates course, you can come here and they'll still help you find any sort of activity you want to do. And then the other office that is located in this building is the campus ministry office. Here they host a lot of Bible study nights throughout the week, and they also host the Carpe Diem retreats on weekends as well. And those you can just sign up for a weekend with some of your friends even as well. And you pretty much they take you to an off-campus location, and you just kind of relax and have fun for the weekend as well. You don't have to worry about studying. It's just kind of a nice way to get away from campus life. And you just hang out with friends, make friends as well. And I haven't had the opportunity to go on a Carpe Diem retreat, but everybody I talk to who has gone on one absolutely loves it and recommends it every time.
Awesome. Thanks, Mason. We're going to head back to Andrea and Mitch for a view of the rec center.
Thanks, Mason.
All right, we are in our rec center here, right behind me. This space is for any student athlete to utilize. All you need is your student ID and a clean pair of shoes, and you can access this space. There's a number of different breakout workout rooms here, a spinning room, and other things like that. But also behind us, we have an auxiliary gym, which is separate than our main Mercyhurst Athletic Center, where we have the main court there for basketball, volleyball, and other sports where our D2 athletes compete against and host home games there. So there's two different options for students to use there. We do compete in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, the PSAC. Some homegrown rivals can be Edinburgh, Gannon. Those games are really fun to attend, and all games are free for students to go to here on campus in a traditional year.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mitch. I also wanted to point out that roughly 1 in 4 of our students at Mercyhurst University are student athletes. So we definitely feel that it's important that they see success in the classroom and then also on the field. I'm now going to go ahead and send it back over to Mason and Rebecca, who are going to tell us a little bit about Baldwin Hall, our all-female residence hall.
So hi everybody, we are now walking into Baldwin Hall, which is, again, as you heard, our all-female freshman residence hall. And right here we have another one of those common visitation rooms that we saw over in Macaulay, where a lot of the girls like to come out here, play games, watch TV, and mingle around with all their friends as well. Maybe even from other buildings, they can come and sit over there. So now I'll show you guys what every floor looks like, as well as a example room. So right here on every floor, there is a common area just like this. So if you want to come out of your room, just kind of hang out, find out who's out here. You're more than welcome to. There's a TV and a microwave for your use as well. And then something really unique to Baldwin Hall is this brick painting event. So at the beginning of every year, your residence assistants or your RAs will invite you out to pick a brick, which is usually painted white. And then pretty much you have your creative ideas, anything you want to do. A lot of the girls like to paint memes, a pretty background or an inspirational quote, anything like that, you're more than welcome to. But it's a really cool thing. You kind of just get to leave your mark at Mercyhurst. And it's really cool to just walk by and see what all the girls have done as well. And then we're going to work our way down this hallway. And on every floor, again, there is a laundry room with 3 washers and 3 dryers. Again, it's completely free for all students. All you have to do is find an open washer and dryer, bring your detergent and your dryer sheets, and you're good to go. So right here, I'm going to show you guys what a common room looks like as soon as I unlock it. So give me a second.
Of course, the one time that we have the door locked, the key is tricky.
There we go. So right here, this is what an example room at Baldwin Hall looks like. Again, you share this room with one other person. So there's 2 beds, 2 desks, and 2 dressers, as well as some closet space as well. So something unique about Baldwin Hall is that the bathrooms are Jack and Jill style, or suite style, as some people know it. And so you share this bathroom with the room next door to you. Another big question that always pops up in the college search option, and something right here at Mercyhurst, is how do I find my roommate? So in the beginning of the year, before you come on campus, the summer right before, you'll be hit with emails from the university, as well as there's just a bunch of forms you have to fill out, like health forms. But one of those forms will be a roommate agreement form. So that it's a survey, and you just fill out questions that kind of answer questions about what it's like to live with you. Whether it's, do I like to sleep with some light on? Do I sleep with noise? Do I like to go to bed early, or am I a night owl? Just kind of questions about living with yourself. And they'll take your answers and compare it with somebody else who answered similarly with you. So you don't have somebody who's staying up till 3 a.m. every night when you have to wake up early for your classes. There's also plenty of other ways to meet people. If you find somebody online, whether it be on the Facebook group page or social media, anything like that, and you want to room with them, or you already know somebody who's coming to campus, you can actually request to live with somebody, and the university will absolutely take that into hand and most likely put you and the person you requested together.
Awesome, thanks, Mason. We're gonna head over to Andrea and Mitch and explore some of our more academic spaces on campus.
Thanks, Mason. I appreciate it. Back here with Mitch in our Zern building.
All right, everyone. We are now in our Zern Hall of Science and Art. So in this space, I really appreciate the juxtaposition between the two. Over my shoulder here, we have 2 dance spaces. Mercyhurst is really well known for our dance programs. So we have that over there. We have our ceramics lab. We have our art therapy classroom, and a number of professors' offices over there as well. But because we also have science in here, you can kind of see these cool skeleton bones here that we have. And then on this side, we have our biology, physics, chemistry, anthropology, archaeology, and a few others that I probably forgot to mention. We have their classrooms with their labs over there as well, but right next to them, their professors' offices are there. So it's really great how close they are to one another. So if they have any questions while they're working on the lab or something like that, their professors quite literally right next door. So that's really beneficial. Being a liberal arts institution, you are required to take a science with a lab as well as an art course. So you'll definitely have some sort of class in this space, but you have the option to choose between a bunch of different options in terms of classes that you'd like to take. We do focus a lot on highlighting our student art. Behind my shoulder, you can kind of see some different photography courses where we highlight those students' pieces. Not only do we do that in Zern, but we do it all throughout campus with different showcasings. Our Cummings Art Gallery, which is right over here, has a number of different art shows that are open for students to go in, to enjoy, and really check out what their students, but also faculty, have been working on each semester. So we just went from Zern to our Mary D'Angelo Performing Arts Center. This space is where we have a bunch of our music programs, as well as our Performing Arts Center. Over here, we have our Mary D'Angelo Department of Music, where they have practice rooms, classrooms, and they have a lot of other courses there. Over to the left, you can see the Cummings Art Gallery that I just talked about a little bit earlier. And then over here, we have our Performing Arts Center, which we'll take a look in just a moment. We do have our Mercyhurst Institute for the Arts and Culture, also referred to as MIAC. They bring in really well-known performers, and students can often get, if not free tickets, they're only $5 to get really, really cool performances, whether it be a play, a dance, an orchestra, anything like that. It all takes place here. Freshman orientation takes place here, as well as Welcome Week activities. And then our Mercyhurst student government will host events in here all the time as well, which is really convenient for students to enjoy such a nice venue. So we'll take you out on stage here. They actually currently have it set up for dance classes. So they're using this space for students in our dance program to socially distance and still be able to practice and rehearse. Really nice that we're able to kind of pivot and have that space serve that purpose. Behind me is the PAC, Mary Danville Performing Arts Center. You can see all its beauty here and kind of picture the seats being filled. There's about 700, 800 seats here. That's the average class size of your incoming freshman class. So you can kind of get a nice visualization of what that would be like in terms of people and you going to Mercyhurst.
Thanks so much, Mitch. I'm now going to go ahead and send it back over to Mason and Rebecca, who are waiting in our last residence hall on campus.
Hi, everyone. So currently I'm standing in Francis Ward Hall, which is our co-ed freshman residence hall. So the way it's co-ed is this building is shaped like an L. So in one wing, you'll have the girls, and then in the other wing, you'll have the guys. And your ID card only gets you into your wing, so you don't have guys walking over to the girls, and you don't have girls walking over to the guys' wing. And then right here, there's just a small little common area, as we saw over in Baldwin and Macaulay Hall. This is for most visitation hours, like if you want to stay past your visitation, past visitation hours, which is roughly around midnight and 1 o'clock on the weekends. You can come out here and hang out whenever you want. And then something unique to Ward Hall is this small little kitchen area with a not a washer, but a oven and a larger refrigerator for students. So a lot of the girl students like to come out, make cookies and brownies every now and then. So when you walk in the building, you smell those fresh baked goods. And then out here, there's another kind of visitation lounge out here with a TV and some couches. And then also on the first floor, there is this ping pong table, which a lot of the guys like to come down here. When I lived here my freshman year, there was a large poster with a sign-up sheet for ping pong tournaments. I signed up for a couple of those, didn't do too good, but still made a lot of great friends doing that as well. And then also on every floor, there's a laundry room, just like we saw over in the other two residence halls. Laundry is completely free for all students. You just have to find the open one. So right here, to get into the hall, you would scan your card in right here, and that gives you access to your hall. And then you have a key to the room as well, which I'm going to show you guys right here. So when you enter in, this is what the typical room here in Ward Hall looks like. This is set up as a triple. Every now and then you will see like 1 or 2 triples, but occasionally or most of the time it's just a double. This is set up as a triple just to showcase what it would look like because we did have a larger incoming freshman class as well. But if it was a double, which it usually is, you'd have 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 dressers as well, which you can actually take apart and put under your bed. And then there is closet space for you and the other roommate. And unique to Ward Hall, each room has its own bathroom, so you only share that bathroom with your roommate. Another question that usually pops up for students is whether or not you can have cars your freshman year. And at Mercyhurst, unfortunately, you cannot have a car on campus your first year, but every student does get a sticker on the back of their ID card, which gives you free access to the EMTA, which is the Erie Transportation and Metro System here in Erie, and that'll give you access all across the city, whether to any of the shopping centers like the Mill Creek Mall, Wegmans, or Walmart. It'll take you down to the beaches at Preston Hall, on Lake Erie, and pretty much anywhere else throughout the city of Erie to any of the events going on. Right? Even if you just want to go explore the city, you're more than welcome to catch the bus.
Awesome. Thanks, Mason. We're going to head over to Andrea and Mitch for our Audrey Hurt Academic Fest.
Thanks again, Mason. I appreciate your information in Ward Hall.
Hi, everyone. We are now in our Audrey Hurt Academic Center. This is another academic building we have on campus that has different majors from education, public health, communications, graphic design. So a bunch of different departments located here, but we have tons of classrooms in here as well. So whatever major you may be, you'll likely take some of your liberal arts courses here with your teachers and your professors. In this space, we also have our Walker Recital Hall. You can kind of get a cool look here of what this space looks like. Only about 80 to 85 seats, so more of an intimate setting here, but we have a number of different events that are that do take place here, whether it be student government. They do dance recitals here. They bring in different comedians. So one of a cool space here, especially for our music majors, just because it is an acoustically sound building, performance space that I know our students really do enjoy. We also have our honors lounge located in this space. So if you're interested in learning more about our honors program, it is a nice program we have here on campus. It starts as early as your freshman year. I'm sure admissions will send more information about that to you if you're interested. But this is kind of a typical classroom here that we do have. We do have a 14:1 student to faculty ratio. So generally pretty small class sizes. When I was a student, the largest class I had maybe was 25 students. But as you progress throughout your 4 years, they get smaller and smaller as you get into your niche classes. So you can kind of see just tables and chairs here spread out right now, socially distanced. We installed video cameras over here for our AB synchronous classes right now for COVID, which are working fairly well for students to have A days in class, B days at home, doing class virtually. So it's a cool setup that our IT department was able to get going really quickly over the summer. And that's just kind of what the space is and what an average classroom here will look like for you at Mercyhurst.
Awesome, thanks so much. Mitch, because there is a 14:1 student faculty ratio, do you feel that while you were here that you actually knew most of your faculty, and or did you have any graduate assistants teaching you?
No graduate students were teaching me. All were by professors and faculty members. And a really close relationship with them. I was a hospitality management major. I knew my professors by name. Allison, Daryl, Pete, if you're out there, hello. We would have really great, frank conversations after class, during class, really preparing me for life after graduating, but also just wanting to get to know me and have a connection with me, which is really nice and something that they took the time to do, whether or not they were required to or not. They just really wanted to get to know you on a personal level. And that was probably one of the best parts about that department, but also all departments have that vibe and that relationship with their students here on campus.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Mitch. That takes us to the end of our tour. We're going to go ahead and get set up, and we'll go ahead and share and answer some questions from Mitch and Mason in just a moment.
Thanks so much, guys. And thank you to Mitch and Mason for walking everybody around campus to show everybody what our campus is all about and to give everybody a good feel for academics, student life, campus life, everything like that. If anybody has any particular questions for either Mitch or Mason, please feel free to type them in the chat, or you can use the raise your hand feature and we will call on you. But in the meantime, while everybody is typing out questions or thinking of any questions, I wanted to ask Mitch and Mason. Mason, we'll start with you. What ultimately made you choose Mercyhurst in your college search?
So other than my mom giving me a 2-hour radius, for a college search, when I came to Mercyhurst, I really found that I felt at home when I was on campus. I know it's kind of hard with the pandemic and all, but what ultimately made me decide was just how I felt being on campus. I felt, as our motto goes, "Hurst is home." I really felt that Mercyhurst was my home away from home. So that was the biggest deciding factor, but also just because of how nice the campus is with everybody. Sometimes we're afraid to be as too nice every now and then because, when you're walking from building to building, people will be holding the door open for you, when you're 10 strides away. So that was a really great factor for me, just, the community feel of campus as well.
Thanks so much, Mason. Mitch, I have the same question. And actually, as an alum of Mercyhurst that is now back to working on campus, I have one additional question for you. How do you feel that Mercyhurst prepared you for moving into the workforce after graduation?
Yeah, so I'll start with the first one. I really was looking at Mercyhurst because of the Department of Hospitality Management. That's what drew me here initially, but then after touring campus, just falling in love, that's what really made me decide to go to Mercyhurst. And as an alum, I would decide to go to Mercyhurst again, just looking back at my 4 years and just how fantastic of an experience it was, whether it was through internships, through networking, through making the friends that I have that I still talk to on a regular basis today. Just all that experience really coupled into the expression "Hurst is home" really is what Mercyhurst is all about and what we represent. And as an alum, yesterday we had an alumni career panel for current students that I was able to join and just talk with current students and share a little bit about what their life is like now, what companies they work at, how their CEOs, CFOs, how they work in HR, and they were providing really great practical advice for our current students, whether we get an internship or do practice interviews, and they were even offering to help write resumes, review cover letters. So just the alumni support network, and I'm kind of biased because I work in that office, but it's just really there for our students. And just, I don't know if you'll find that at any other school where after graduating, alum want to come back to campus to help our current students, and they want to give back in that nature, because it's just the tradition that we have set up for our students and our alumni.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mitch. And that's a great plug for our faculty, as well as all of the work that our alumni office has done. I know that both Mitch and Mason have mentioned this, but our faculty are very invested in our students and their success moving forward. So if you ever have questions or concerns about anything related to your courses, your career, or, you know, building relationships with people in your field, your faculty are going to be a great resource for you as we're moving forward. I was wondering if anybody had any questions they'd like to ask audibly. Is there anything that you guys are wondering about that Mitch or Mason could answer for you at this point?
I have a question. Can you guys hear me?
Sure, yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, what is the pool like? That's
The
something,
pool?
because yeah, I'm interested in water polo, and that's something I didn't see on the tour.
So, Mitch, do you want to take this answer?
Sure. Well, I have a bunch of friends who are water polo players. We actually don't have a pool on campus, but what we do is we partner with, I think, Cathedral Prep that just built a brand new aquatic center on 12th Street, which is only maybe 10 minutes away from Mercyhurst. So they go there to practice and compete. It's a brand new facility, so it's really nice. I would even go to a couple of different polo matches with my friends who, like Ryan and Nevyat, who used to play on the team. So it's not on campus, it's off campus, really close team. They have a graduate assistant who I was good friends with, as well as a coach. So it's a really good program for men's and women's.
Nice, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much, Parker. Anyone else have any other questions?
Yeah, appliance-wise in rooms, what are students allowed to have in their rooms?
I'll take this one. So inside the room, you're allowed to have a mini fridge and a Keurig, but because of some fire safety issues, we have a microwave located on every different floor, so you can go out into the common room and use the microwave out there. And some of the other things you can't really have in your room is anything with a hot surface, so like a hot plate, microwave oven. You can't have those in your rooms, but you can have a Keurig and a mini fridge as well.
Okay, can you take other appliances to the common area? Like an air fryer? Can you have an air fryer and take it to the common area?
I don't think so. No, you wouldn't be able to have an air fryer to be used in the common room. The microwave out there, they clean it. The maintenance people, they clean the microwave all the time, so it's super safe and super clean. You don't have to worry about walking up to a dirty microwave all the time when you want to make some popcorn or anything like that. So it's what we have, on campus. It's always a great option for that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Camry. Somebody in the chat had asked about the ice rink, and I know that we didn't see this on campus, but can you guys, Mitch or Mason, talk a little bit about the features of the Mercyhurst Ice Center?
Sure. The Ice Center actually just went through, I think it was a $2 million renovation as part of our Laker for Life campaign. We just surpassed our goal of 9.5 million. So it had a full renovation with brand new ice, brand new cooling equipment, paint, glass, etc. So it looks really, really nice, really with a fresh face. The stands are there, there's a concession stand, there's several locker rooms. They even added additional locker rooms there as well as part of the renovation. And it's really fun to go and just kind of share and spread your Laker pride when we have different games. I believe this year we're hosting the Women's Frozen Four. So there's a lot of cool stuff happening in the future with the hockey teams being able to play right now. Does that answer your question?
I think that it does. Yes. Thanks so much, Mitch. We had another question come through from Peyton. How does double majoring work for two fields that aren't connected? Which I think is a great question to just talk about double majoring in general. So Mitch, Mason, do you guys want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so right now I'm just a single major right now, but doubling major, it's a really good opportunity for students. I have a couple of friends who are double majors, and they're able to balance it out really easily because of their faculty advisor. They work hand in hand on finding out your schedule, making sure what fits, and meeting all those requirements to get those majors. And you'll have that faculty advisor all the way through your Mercyhurst career. And if you ever have questions or you're not sure about this specific major, or maybe you want to take this, double major in this, they'll be able to help you there. They'll give you recommendations to the other colleges with those other majors you want to possibly major or even minor in. You're more than welcome to go see them at any time. They'll help you with all that, as well as all of our academic counselors. They're there to help you through, as well as just additional support on that as well.
Mitch, could you talk a little bit about your ability to double major while you were here?
Yeah, so I started out my freshman year as a hospitality management major, and because of the core curriculum that is built into that, I had to take an intro to marketing class, and I really, really enjoyed that class, so I wanted to add it as a major. So I talked through my faculty advisor about adding that, and we figured out that it was possible to do that. So I added the marketing major. And what's kind of nice is some classes crisscross, I guess. So you don't have to take two classes to fulfill the same. Mine being in the Walker College, I had similar core courses. So some helped me out in obtaining that. But I did have to take some classes over the summer, whether it be like an internship to get those credits in. But everything's really flexible and able to navigate that. But I think the liberal arts core can really help you discover what you are passionate about. And that's kind of a perk of taking some of those courses your freshman year is maybe you really wanted to be a dance major, but you found out you really like graphic design. You can have that conversation really early in your academic career and see how that flexibility can play out. And you can also add minors too. There's nothing wrong with that as well.
Thanks, Mitch and Mason.
Thank you guys so much. There was another question that came through. Nina had answered it in the chat, but I think it's a question that's worth hearing both of your experiences on. Allie had asked, when it comes to fill out the housing contract, is it okay if you don't know your roommate on hand? Will we be randomly assigned a roommate? Mitch, Mason, I know you both lived on campus. Can you talk a little bit about your experiences with finding your roommate on campus? Did you know them ahead of time? Were you assigned randomly, as we say? If you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so my freshman year, I did sign up for a random roommate. I didn't know him beforehand. When we were assigned, we got an email with my other roommate's school email. We just kind of reached out through there, gave each other like our Instagram handle, our Snapchat handles as well. We just started talking about that, kind of finding out, what each other are like. And then I found out he was coming down to visit Mercyhurst, and I live, just down the road pretty much from Mercyhurst. So I came up when he was visiting. We just kind of chit-chatted, went out to have lunch together, and just kind of got to know each other. And that was a really good thing for me because, moving in, I got to, it was a little strange, moving into this room with somebody. We got to know each other just a little bit more. But as we progressed through the year, we built a really great relationship, and I pretty much bonded with my roommate almost like a brother he was to me. He actually came back down to my mom's wedding back in the fall and sang at my mom's wedding. So we built a really great relationship that way, and don't know really where I'd be without him, being my freshman roommate. So that was just a really great experience that way.
That's really nice that you were able to meet beforehand. Freshman year move-in day, I moved in with 2 strangers because I was on a triple in ward. We had information ahead of time, so we were able to connect a little bit. But that's nice that you guys were able to do that. And we just got to know each other really well and really quickly, and we're still friends to this day. But then afterwards, I ended up becoming a resident assistant on campus, so I had my own room for 2 years afterwards. And then my senior year, I was able to still be an RA, but in the upperclassmen area, and I found roommates rather easily. Our Office of Residence Life and Student Conduct does a phenomenal job of having roommate mixers and different events where if you don't know who to live with, they'll make sure to help you find somebody who you're comfortable with and who you'll, grow to be friends with.
Thank you, guys. It sounds like you both had great experiences in your freshman year with your roommates. So that's wonderful to hear, especially Mason, the bond that you created with your freshman year roommate. That's really awesome. I'm going to pitch one last call for any questions that anybody may have. Is there anything else you guys would like to ask Mason and Mitch or the admissions team here? Anything we can assist with? Feel free to unmute yourself too if you'd like to ask aloud. All right, I'm going to take the silence as that nobody else has any other questions. So once again, thank you guys so much for joining us today for our tour. We hope that you found this to be informative and helpful and give you a good feel for what Mercyhurst is like. If you have any questions following up, please feel free to contact the admissions office. We are more than happy to assist you with anything that you need through the entirety of your decision process and your college search process. You contact us through our website or by phone at 814-824-2202. And if you've already applied to the university, keep in touch with your admissions counselor as well. We'll be able to help you out. Thank you very much. We hope to be able to host you on campus sometime soon. Stay safe, carpe diem, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.